everybody, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. I am giddy with excitement to be here with you today. Yes, I am. And I think it might be a bit of a long chatty video, so get Barry to take your order. Yes, the coffee shop is open. Not quite sure when you're going to see this. It's October the 1st as I'm filming. It might go up tomorrow. I'm not going to put myself under pressure to edit this today because I've got lots and lots of jobs to do, which I will talk to you about. So give Barry your order. He's a bit grumpy this morning, and between you and me, he might be hanging a bit. I'll talk about that at the end anyway. I've got a little list because I don't want to leave anything out. So we're getting ready for the lunchtime rush. Now, I know that some of you are a bit fussy about your soup. Soup of the day today is cauliflower and chive, which I think sounds quite nice. It has got Greek yogurt in it, which I'm not a fan of, so I think I would probably, to cut calories a bit, I'd use a light vegetable stock, or for you non-vegetarians, a chicken stock. And yeah, I'd mush it up. I did once, many years ago, I'd forgotten about this, out of the Sainsbury's magazine, and I'm going back over 25 years, there was a cauliflower cheese soup, which was lovely. And it actually didn't have a lot of cheese in it, but it had mustard in it, mustard powder, English mustard powder. And I don't know what it is about the mustard, but it kind of enhances the cheese flavour. That was a very, very nice soup. But yes, that is our soup of the day today. It is a bit miserable looking out there, although it's not cold for the 1st of October. I think it's knocking on the door of 20 degrees, which is crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I can get Barry to do you a bacon sandwich. Are you a brown sauce person or a ketchup person? My eldest half sister actually has both in a sandwich. I like brown sauce, I have to say, but the bacon sandwich, I do like brown sauce. Anyway, that is enough of that. Settle yourself down, plenty of room for everybody. I don't know why, I am absolutely giddy with excitement. Yes, so, first coffee of the day, and it's going down very well, because if truth be told, I might be a little bit frilly around the edges. I was invited on a boys' night out last night. Barry came along for the ride, and I'll tell you about that later. So, what have I been up to since I last had a big chat with you? We've been doing a lot of stuff to the house. The garden's gone to rack and ruin. That's going to be next year's big project. Not landscaping, just actually making it a place that we both want to sit in. Yes, but there's a lot of work to be done in the garden. And for a new build, although our house is 20 years old, we have got a large plot, and neither of us are interested in gardening. I do like a nice garden, and I really appreciate a nice garden, but Pete says I'm green-tongued. Yeah, Mr. Paper&Twine says I'm green-tongued. So, yeah, my craft room is pretty much finished. I've still got a little bit of sorting to do. There's lots of stuff on the side there. I was going to film against that wall, but it didn't look right. It's a bit busy for a backdrop, which is a shame. And I cleared a little space so it looked tidy. But yeah, everything that was there I've shoved down there. So what have I been up to? Yeah, as I say, house. This room's pretty much done. I've got some fairy lights that we're going to attach to the shelves there. Chatty Batty, if she's watching, I mean, I don't suppose she probably will, but Chatty Batty made a suggestion that I could go to the effort of covering that unit at the back with white card to make it white and fit in. But actually, I quite like the wood, because everything else is white, and it just adds a little bit of warmth to the room, because I love the colour in here. It is very dark, and I did put the light on, but I didn't like the shadows it was casting, so I'm just dealing with natural light that we have. It is quite a cold greeny grey, and the wood, I think, just warms it up a little bit. Yeah, otherwise I think it'd all just be a little bit too sterile. But it is on my list of jobs to do, to give you a detailed tour of what's in my drawers. I love it. By and large, I know where everything is. And a lot of my drawers are labelled. I'm not going to label them all, but there's still some more to do. And what I want to do with these drawers, I've got stamp collections. I'm going off on a tangent here. I've got stamp collections in drawers. So Hazel Eaton, for example, has got a drawer to herself. Julie Hickey has got a drawer to herself. Tim Holtz hasn't. He's got a deeper drawer than Hazel and Julie, but he's sharing with, I think it's Carabelle or Carabella Studios, because I haven't got very many of those. But Tim Holtz does almost warrant a big drawer to himself now. Yes, but where I've got different sizes of stamps, like, you know, you've got your little A7 and you've got your A6 and you've got A5 sheets, and then some come on square sheets, don't they? You'll think I'm mad, I want to make the boxes for them to sit in inside the drawer so they don't slide around. And I have actually done that with some of my ephemera. I've got a box, a really nice box, and I've made little boxes to go inside the box so I can separate the ephemera by theme. So all my Graphic 45 chipboard ephemera, I've done that with. I'll show you that one day. Yeah, so anyway, this room's nearly done. It's, you know, all bar the shouting, it's done. The next room to be done was the living room. We're getting there with that. I need to buy a sacrificial rug. And when we moved into the house, we didn't want a ceiling light in the living room, as we don't really go in the living room very much during the day. We never ever have done. The kitchen is where we kind of spend most of our time. We're slightly changing that up a little bit, and I have sat in there a lot on my cuddler chair, which I absolutely love, to do some knitting. And yeah, as we've never had a ceiling light in there. We've had wall lights. Well, the wall lights we couldn't get replacement bulbs for. They just don't make them anymore. So we've got gaps on the wall where we need to find some wall lights. And we're both kind of like on the same page of the type of thing that we like, which is unusual for us. We've both got very different tastes. But we just can't find anything that we want to spend the money on yet. So got that to do. I want to get a really nice big statement plant, because I'm getting better at looking after indoor plants. I'm getting quite proud of myself. So I want like a plant that's going to go in the corner by the window, just to add a little bit of green in there. And then we need a couple of pictures in there. My embroideries that were in there, I don't think are going to kind of fit in there anymore. There was a couple of long thin ones, so I need to find somewhere else for those to go. Got a lot of pictures to hang up still. Don't think I'm going to put any in here because it is very busy in here, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. So yeah, living room almost done. We need a sacrificial rug where we sit, because yes, my carpets are very, very, very pale. I love them and they're really nice to walk on. They're very, very pale. So yeah, we need a sacrificial rug in front of the sofa. That's where we sit and drink our wine in the evenings when we're watching telly. So yeah, again, we both haven't seen anything we like enough to spend the money on. I like what I've got in my craft room actually, and my goodness, if you saw my crafting video this week, I had an accident with alcohol ink. None went on the floor, thank goodness, but I am glad I've got my sacrificial rug here. Yellow, can you imagine yellow alcohol ink everywhere? So living room is pretty much done, and then the next room to be done was our bedroom, and Pete doesn't like it. I've gone for a very, very dark colour. Let me see if I can just find a colour chart. Yes, I've gone Farrow and Ball colours, but not Farrow and Ball paint. I've had, I think it's Johnson's Durable, so it's made up to the colour. So my room is pigeon, and the living room is kind of this rectory red. It's not that, but it is that kind of thing, and I love it. In the evening when we're watching the telly, we haven't got a telly, we use a projector, so we sit in semi-darkness. It's all cozy, and we've got like some ambient lighting, and it kind of looks chocolate brown at night. It's really cozy, really like it. So yeah, we've got a lovely red. I suppose it might be a bit more like that actually. And then the bedroom, I've gone for this stiff key blue, and it's on every wall and the ceiling, which might have been a step too far. I am willing to concede that the ceiling might have been a step too far, because it is very dark. It's quite a big bedroom, but the colour just sucks all the light out of the room, and I personally don't mind that. And with the light carpet, and we've got a silver bed, a big silver bed with white bedding on, and we've got 2 Kallax units that are white against one wall, and some of them have got white drawers in. That's kind of quite nice, but we need to sort the lighting in there. And I have to say that I've been sleeping better since the room has been so dark. What I don't like is we've got a couple of strips of LEDs behind our bed that you can't see the actual strips, but it just gives a little bit of light above the bed, and it was enough for reading, and it's not now. So yeah, so we do need to sort lighting. So that's that. And then we've had the kitchen and utility done, and that's not a Farrow and Ball colour. That was Johnston's colour of the year last year, Olive Sprig. So it's really nice when the kitchen's a mess. I would have left that door open for a nice flow through, but the kitchen's a mess. When you're in the kitchen looking in here, it kind of flows, and when you're in here looking into the kitchen, it kind of flows. The Olive Sprig colour is a paler colour than what I've got in here. They've had the utility room done in that as well. And then when the bedroom was being decorated, I bet you're really glad you tuned in for all this drivel, aren't you? When the our bedroom was being decorated, we moved our bed into Ella's bedroom because it's got an ensuite. And Pete refused to sleep on any other bed than our bed. So it was a bit of a faff to dismantle the bed because it's a Super King bed, put it in Ella's room, and then we've had to dismantle it and put it back in our room. Anyway, we were lying there thinking, we'd always thought Ella's room was probably the best condition room out of the bedrooms, because she recently decorated it herself, just painted it all white. But then she'd obviously been burning some candles and there were soot marks and things, so it was just like, it's actually a bit tired. So we talked to our decorator, who is lovely. We get on ever so well, and I class her as a friend now. Julie or Jules. And we said, can you squeeze us in to paint Ella's bedroom? Because like Mr. Paper&Twine says, you know, I'm spending that much money at the moment, what's a bit more on another room? Might as well get it done. Because we've paid for the carpet already. And he said, there's no point putting a brand new carpet down if, you know, things like the woodwork need doing. So she said, I don't think I can get you in till November. This was like a couple of weeks ago. And I said, well, Ella's coming home on the 20th of October for her 21st birthday. It'd be really nice if she could have a nicely decorated room with a new carpet in. So Jules said, I'll squeeze you in. So she's coming on Friday evening after she's finished her day job to do a bit of prep. So we've been in there already. All the room is empty. Carpet's been ripped up. Pete's taken all the electrics off the wall already. He's going to screw some of the floorboards down. And yeah, ready to go. So I was going to originally go for this colour, which is very pale, but then I thought it's a bit wishy-washy, and actually every room at the moment is looking like it's a statement. So I want a statement, but I want it to be feminine. And the ensuite, actually, the paintwork in there is in quite good condition. It's white paintwork, and the tiles in there are really nice. I mean, they're original tiles, but very, very pale stone colour. And they've worn up really well. I've got the same tiles in my downstairs cloakroom. I wished I'd had the tiles in our ensuite, because the ones we've got in our ensuite, they're minging in our shower. They just seem to have not dealt very well with a lot of daily use. Anyway, I'm going to go for this colour, Cinder Rose. And at the moment there's a single bed in Ella's room, but we are going to get a double bed for in there to make it more a guest room. So I'm going to go for that Cinder Rose colour, and Jules, the decorator, approves. And I think I said before, she's got a master's in fine art, so she understands colour theory, and she's been decorating for donkey's years, and she knows her stuff, and she's really good. And yeah, so I'm going to go for that. And then bed-wise, either cream wood or cream iron, like real old-fashioned. And I want it to be really feminine. And a lot of my embroideries will fit in with that colour. So, oh yes, I'm dead excited. So she's coming Friday to make a start. She might do a bit on Saturday, and I think she's going to do a bit on Sunday, so that the following week there's not very much to do. And then the week after that, on the Monday, I think it's the 16th, something like that, the carpet's going to be fitted. So I'm really excited about that. Out of all the rooms, actually, God, it'd be lovely if I could get a double bed in time. Yeah, and get some really pretty bed linen. Yeah, so yeah, so that's one thing that I've been doing. My goodness, 16 minutes and lots of drivel. I don't know what it is about this time of year. I mean, the clocks are going to go back in 5 weeks, aren't they? End of this month, about 5 weeks. And I don't know, I always find I'm kind of quite hyper, but then I dip. I wouldn't say that I'm bipolar. I think I do have bipolar tendencies. But yeah, at the moment it's all, do things, do lots of things. And yeah, I'm really excited, really giddy. What else can I talk to you about anyway? I had great fun on the 1st of September. I was invited to judge a village show. One of my friends, ex-work colleague, and one of the ladies that I go to Bath with in the summer, she lives in a lovely village. I'm not going to say which village it is. And she has lived in that village for many, 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 many years, and is a real stalwart of, I think, the parish council. She's on the village committee, and she used to be the organiser for the village show. And she wants to step back because she's got other things she wants to do with her life. So she was helping the new show organiser this year, like doing a handover with her. But she asked me if I would judge the handicraft section of the village show, and I was thrilled to be able to say yes, because it was Saturday the 1st of September, and it was the Saturday before Theatre Train started, so I could judge. And my payment for judging was lunch at a local pub with all the other judges, and that was great fun. But I'll just put a little bit of footage of the village show here for you. So I was bowled away by the produce class, all those vegetables and the flowers and produce. It was stunning. And my friend had entered lots of classes in the fruit, veg and flower section, and she won lots and lots and lots. Do you know, I think if you win first prize, I think it was 50p. I think that was your prize, was 50p. And obviously the pride of, of winning. But it was very interesting. I got talking to two of my fellow judges. One of them was a photographer. He was judging the photography section. And he'd been an official photographer for the air tattoo this year. So he was, quite important. And then the guy that was judging the produce, like all the jams and pickles and all that kind of stuff, cakes, we were having lunch, and a very, very well-to-do, very well-dressed gentleman. And I said, so have you got a love of food then? Is that your thingy with food? And he said, oh yes, you could say that. He said, I've even cooked on television. And I said, what, MasterChef? He said, no. He said, I was in a competition and I won it. And I said, what? And he said, come dine with me. And I went, oh, I would love to have been on Come Dine With Me. I said, I'll have to go and watch it on Catch Up. And he said, it's actually on Netflix, the whole week of episodes that he was in. And so I watched it, and it was really good, and I would have eaten his menu, yeah. So that was great fun. But going back to actually what was in the handicrafts class, there was knitting, there was crochet, there was watercolour, there was quilting, there was dressmaking, card making. There were only 2 entrants in the card making, and I had stewards to help me. So they put like the stickers on, first, second, third, highly commended, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, do you think I'm doing all right? And I went, yeah. And I said, oh, like a couple of classes, there was only 1 or 2 entrants. And I said, I don't know if I can give it first or second. And they said, well, don't. If you don't think it warrants it, don't, But it was huge fun. And they've asked me to judge again next year. Sadly, I can't, because it's a week later and I will be back at Theatre Train. But otherwise, I would have done it. It was great fun. And it's everything you would imagine a village show would be, And I snuck back once the show was open to the public in the afternoon. I snuck back into the handicraft room where everything was laid out in the village hall, and just I didn't say, oh, I judge this, but I just loitered and looked to see, and like one woman was like, I won, and like the best in show, I don't know whether I showed it in that little footage there, I can't remember, was a crocheted hippo. And I gave it best in show because modular crochet work, really neat, really good tension, and the shaping and stuffing had really given the hippo character, so that's why I gave that the overall winner. But yeah, it was great fun, really good fun. What else? Yeah, so I've talked about my decorating. I've been doing some crafting, not as much as I would like. But I have done a little bit of knitting. I'm not going to show it you all because I've got something to share with you. But this is for a customer, this little bear. It's for their daughter, who's 9. And I showed them a photo of it yesterday, and I said, do you want it to be a boy bear or a girl bear? And I'm going to put it in a box, like the one I did a while ago, but with different Stamperia paper. And I think this is one of the cutest bears I've made. Anyway, they want it to be a girl bear. So what would you call it? I'm thinking Martha. I don't know. But this yarn, I'm going to get some more of this. I don't think this colour is available on the Loop website, but I think it was £8.70 or something like that for a 50-gram ball. It's 100% wool. And I've got 20 grams of that 50 grams left. I've just weighed it, and I've knit at least 2 bears. I might even have knit 3. I'm not sure. But I know that I can get one more bear out of this. And it won't be Jessica Marvel's bear because she's chosen another colour. And Jessica, I have started your bear. It's going to be a little bit chunkier. And in fact, actually, it's going to be a different shape. Because she wants her bear to be a detective bear, I've looked at images of this character. And he's quite tall and thin. So I'm not going to do a chunky, chubby bear. I'm going to do a tall, thin bear. And it's going to look really antique. And this is like a 2-ply yarn, so it's very thin. What I'm knitting with is actually a 4-ply yarn. So yeah, but a girl bear, I've got to knit a scarf or a garment, and that's one of my jobs today, is to decide what I'm going to knit for this bear. So I've got this left over from Harry's socks last Christmas, so I might do a scarf or a little cardigan. I don't know. I've got so much knitting to do. I don't know whether I want to spend the time doing a cardigan. So I might do that, or I might unwind this little mini skein. It could be quite nice. Which would you go for? Would you go for the dark pink, or would you go for this? Answers on a postcard, please. Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, and I'm wearing a finished object as well. Let me just take my microphone off and step back a bit so you can see. So this is the mustard flower tee. As you can see, I'm quite a chunky little unit myself these days. I need to get back onto my secret diary of a serial dieter. But yes, I blocked this. It's 100% silk. It's yarn that I had in my stash. And Debbie Bliss, 100% silk. And when it was complete, it looked like a bit of old rag, but actually blocking it has helped a little bit. But I don't think I'd wear this out. I don't like it enough to wear it out. It's and I have to wear a vest under it because otherwise you can see my skin, and I don't think that's a good look. Yes, but I want to share with you, I have started a new channel. I kind of half hinted about it, and just bear with a minute. I half hinted about it when Sophia made a comment. Oh, I like your woolly pods. I've started a new channel, and it's called One Stitch After Another, and it is going to be just yarn related. I filmed this back in August and ummed and ahed about whether I'd got the time to invest in a new channel and keep this one going. I'm not getting rid of Paper and Twine. Paper and Twine is going to be more chatty and more paper crafting with little bits, but this channel is going to be purely yarn related and fibre related. So I'll talk about knitting and delve into cross stitch as well from time to time. But I'm thrilled. Gosh, that's amazing. I uploaded on Wednesday at 7 p.m. I was so excited. And I looked the next morning, and I'd got 1 subscriber, who was me, Paper and Twine, and 2 views, and one of them was me. So I was like, Anyway, I checked in this morning, and I am absolutely thrilled. Already got to 94 subscribers, and I've had over 600 views. So I'll link that channel down below if you want to go and have a look at that. I'm going to film another knitting podcast after I've got off with you guys. But yeah, I think that's one reason I'm really giddy. People have really enjoyed the podcast. So yeah, I'm ever so excited about that. And yeah, so anyway, what can I tell you now? The Barry update. Yes, so I hope Barry has given you your order. Comment down below what how he's interacted with you. Have you had good customer service? Has he brought your drink on time? Is it what you wanted? What have you ordered? I would be interested to know. And if I haven't got your favourite in, leave a comment and I will make sure that I get it in for you. So yes, Barry went out with us last night. My husband and I went out with some of his work colleagues, just a couple, to a local pub, which was a Marston's pub. Anyway, Barry had taken on too much ale. And 30th of September yesterday, they were only playing Christmas music. Well, I was a bit cross. Barry was absolutely furious. And he was in his cups a bit. And he went up to the bar and he said to the barmaid, "Can you turn this Christmas music off? It's a bit early." And she said, "I'm with you on that. We have no control." And Barry came back to the table. He said, "Well, I don't agree with this. I'm going to write to your head office. I'll support you if you don't want Christmas music." And they were saying, "We have to put it on because they're trying to get us to sell Christmas bookings, like for Christmas meals and Christmas parties." And she said, "We have no control over the music. It goes on in the morning. It's controlled from somewhere else, and we can't even switch it off." Because they were playing "Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart," and it was annoying. So I did support Barry a bit, and he said, "Here's my email, and I'm gonna contact head office." So I need to give him a nudge to remind him. He's probably forgotten because he had a few pints. But yeah, what do you think about that? And I went up and had a word with the barmaid, and I said, "I really feel for you." I said, this Christmas music this early wouldn't make me think, "Oh, I've got to book my Christmas party." I said, "If anything, it would turn me off to the idea." And she said, "Yeah, we agree." She said, "They even wanted us to dress up in woolly hats and Christmas sweaters today." And I said, "Well, thank goodness she didn't." So Barry was very cross about that. But earlier in the week, I met up with Woolly Steph. And bless her, she said, "I'll come and collect you. We'll go somewhere." She likes to drive. And I said, "Well, I'm in the market for a new house plant." So I said, "I'd quite like to go to a garden centre, but not the one we went to before. It'd be nice to go somewhere different." So we went into this village in Leicestershire called Sapcote. And I don't know the name of the garden centre. It was humongous, absolutely humongous. And I would say that 98.8% of the retail space had been given over to Christmas products. Not just any old Christmas products, really, some of them very, very tatty, very horrible Christmas products. And I don't think I have ever been anywhere where I have seen so much Christmas related tat in one place. When did dinosaurs become a Christmas thing? I asked my son this and he said, "Oh, if you put a Santa hat on it, anything becomes Christmas, doesn't it?" 20 quid they wanted for this dinosaur head on a stick. You press the button and it goes, "Wah!" Doesn't even open its mouth. It said it was animated. It didn't even open its mouth and roar. It just went, "Wah!" 20 quid for cheap rubbish. Horrible, 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 horrible. Now, I know a lot of you, Jessica Marvel included, love Halloween. I'm not a huge Halloween fan because I don't like the idea of kids going around knocking on strangers' doors. But you'd think they'd be promoting Halloween, so that's the next big thing on the calendar, isn't it? They've got 2 tiny little tables like that with Halloween on. And do you think I could get an indoor plant? There was not an indoor plant to be seen in a garden centre. So that's my little rant. That's my little Barry update. Please give a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. I did do a little hidden giveaway on a couple of videos. I will try and draw for those next week because that's just come into my head. Yeah, I'll do that and get stuff sent out to you. But yeah, I'd love it if you left me a comment. I know I'm behind on comments. I'm behind on loads of things. Life is very tough. Me and my dad are beginning the process of looking at nursing homes for my mum, which is very sad. So there's all that going on. Yeah, but I won't bring the mood down. I have had a lovely time. I'm going to go and make another coffee and I will be back very soon. Take care. Bye now.